Uh, Welcome everyone, and thank you for coming to our first session of the archaeology talk series. And thank you to each of you coming to this event in person, and also we have 15 participants joining us online via Zoom. And this talk series is the first archaeology series organized by the Hong Kong Institute for the Humanities and Social Science. And we will have more talks running in the upcoming months. And please refer to our website for more updates. And today we are glad to have Dr. Dongdong as our first speaker for this event. Dr. Tu is a tenure-track assistant professor in the Institute of Humanities at ShanghaiTech University, and he received his bachelor's degree in archaeology from Swansea University, and then he was trained at the Institute of Archaeology, Chinese Academy of Social Science, and he received his master's degree there. In 2021, he received his PhD from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem. And his research interests include the origins of agriculture in China, household archaeology, and the development of complex societies. And he is also the author and co-author of several peer-reviewed papers published on Journal of Anthropological Archaeology, Archaeological Research in Asia, and Archaeological and Anthropological Science, etc. Today, Dr. Tu is going to give a talk about reassessing the emergence of village life in North China, process and variability. And we will have 15 to 20 minutes Q&A section at the end of the talk. And for those who join us online, you can drop your questions in the Q&A check box, and then we will return to it at the end of this section. So now, please welcome Dr. Tu.
Thank you. I want to start thanking Dr. Bennington and her colleagues for inviting me to come and talk about today's topic, the emergence of early village life in North China. It's really a big honor to be invited as a speaker at the Institute of Humanities and Social Science, a famous institute. Last night, I was doubting if it is suitable to present so ancient topic in Hong Kong, a modern city. But just now I walked around the campus. I found Hong Kong is a place it can connect tradition and modern, ancient and present. So today's topic is pertaining to tens of thousands of years ago, humans' economy and society. It must be a rather long way from your usual sets of research interest, but I look forward to your comments on what I'm going to say. In today's talk, I'm going to be talking about the long-term transitional process from foraging societies to agricultural societies in North China. First, I want to explain why the transition to agriculture is important and what research questions we should pay attention to. In the second part, I will present the rich archaeological evidence dating to late Pleistocene. Late Pleistocene means about 20,000 years ago, and early Holocene and early Neolithic cultures. I want to argue that two milestones. First is the resource intensification, and the second is the appearance of sedentary sedentary village life. The two milestones are very key for understanding the transitional process. And at last, I will summarize the characteristics about the origin of agriculture in North China. Okay, this is today's structure. So we know agriculture is the foundation of our society. We can't imagine a terrible situation if the society can't supply our enough food. Okay, so the significance of agriculture lies not only that today and for the past several thousand years, the food we eat comes from a small number of domesticated species, including wheat, rice, millet, pig. Yeah. So in fact, during most of our humans' history, we relied on natural resource. Our economic subsistence is hunting and gathering, but things started to change some 20,000 years ago. And 20,000 years ago, it's dated to late terminal Pleistocene, and this process continued in early Holocene, and this process accelerated during the early Neolithic. During this long process, food production, domestication of plants and animals, and sedentary villages started to appear. So this transition not only entails the change on the relationship between humans and our environment, and it changed our social structures, our ideologies, and our cultural expressions. So look at this picture. For example, in Shang Dynasty, the pig has been domesticated. So in the oracle bones script, we can find the pig, true. Okay, so the agriculture is very important. Because agriculture is so important during the past research of archaeology, detecting the origin of agriculture is one of the most attractive topics in archaeological research. One key question we should pay attention to is the origin of agriculture is a rapid event, a rapid revolution, or it's a gradual process. So maybe you have heard Golden Child. Golden Child he proposed a term, agriculture revolution, 农业革命. Yeah, he thought the emergence of agriculture is a rapid revolution, but as a famous archaeologist Bruce, he defined agriculture as the food from domesticated species must occupy more than 50% of our diet. So domestication of plants and animals, it means their morphologies. For example, if the rice is domesticated, the size of the rice became large. So the domesticated plants and animals, their morphologies are different from their wild ancestors. From this picture, we can see that from hunting gathering to the full agricultural society, it's a long and a gradual process. I think it's not a rapid event or revolution. So detecting the origin of culture, we should not just pay attention to the early Neolithic cultures. We should push back our research, push back this transitional process to the terminal plasters at least 20,000 years ago. So, based on current archaeological evidence, we have recognized seven regions or centers where agriculture period and developed independently. In these centers include North China, South China, Near East, Sahel South, and the Mesoamerica and Andes in South America. And in these regions, and we can establish the based on the archaeological evidence, we can establish the trajectory from experiments with cultivation and herding of plants and animals, and we can document the process to the establishment of the full agriculture societies. So let's see the picture. The circle covers the North China. It's a region covering the north of the Yellow River. In fact, Bantinger, he's a famous archaeologist in America. He has said, compared to other regions, North China may be the only region where we can't document the detailed process from foraging society to agriculture society. Why? Because our archaeological fieldwork is not enough, and we can't establish the full cultural sequence in this region in North China. But today's talk, I want to show some current archaeological data, and I want to answer. Maybe I can't fully answer these questions, but I think we should pay attention to these questions. For example, what's the motivations of humans to change their long-established way of life as mobile hunter-gatherers? Why they abandoned their long-standing economic subsistence and start a new economic system? And what came first, agriculture or sedentism? What was the ecological context for the transition to agriculture? How we can establish the relationship between climate change and the appearance of food production? And what were the social preconditions for the transition to agriculture? It means we should pay attention to what's the social changes alongside the process to sedentary village life, and what was can we establish one uniform trajectory to agriculture worldwide, or we should analysis a specific region based on the region's archaeological evidence. So maybe I can't answer these questions, but I want to propose these questions. Based on current archaeological evidence, we have established the cultural sequence in North China. For example, Upper Paleolithic. During Upper Paleolithic, we have activated the Xiachuan, Longwangshan, and Shitan complex. But as Bantinger said, maybe the the archaeological data dating to early Holocene, we just found a few sites, including Nanzhuangtou, Donghulin, and Lingjing. There is a chronological gap between the early Holocene and the early Neolithic period. For example, as early as 6,500 BCE, we have found Dadi Wanzi, Shan, Peligang, Holy, and Xinglongwa in North China. We have established well-planned villages. There is a chronological gap, but based on current archaeological evidence, I think we can answer some key questions. So, in fact, some significant changes have appeared during the terminal Pleistocene. In the following part, I wanted to show some new cultural trends happened during the Upper Paleolithic. The first is the microblade technology. Microblade technology emerged as early as 40,000 years ago, and it became more common, more popular between 28,000 years ago, and it continued in North China until even in some regions, it continued in Liao and Qin dynasties. So, but it's very popular. It's very popular between 20,000 years ago until 10,000 years ago. So let's see the picture. We can see the microblade. The microblade, they have parallel sides. They have parallel sides, very tiny, and the microblade. It's a multi-functional tool. For example, we can insert the microblade on the wood or bone handle and to form a knife, and we can use this knife to cut wild cereals, or we can to cut meat from small bones. So sorry. So microblade. What's the meaning of the appearance of microblade? I think first, microblade is very tiny. So microblade can increase the mobility of hunter gatherers. It's the first, and the second, I think microblade technology can help humans to use the resource intensively. Okay, intensively. Okay, and so the microblade technology can help humans to use the resource intensively. For example, we can use the knife to cut wild cereals, and we can cut meat from very small bones. Okay, it's the first cultural traits, and the second culture trait period during the Upper Paleolithic is grading stone. Grading stone. Traditionally, we associate grading stone with agricultural production. Why? Because we can use grading stone to dehusk, for example, wheat, rice, and millet. But residue and useful analysis conducted on 2 grading students from Dongdong site suggest that these grading students maybe they were probably used to process acorns, and maybe they were used they were also used to process nuts. So not cereals. So grading stone is also a multifunctional tool. So maybe you have heard the foraging theory. What is the foraging theory? For example, when the environment is good and fluent, maybe we prefer to eat high rank food. What is high rank food? For example, big animal and fruit, and they are high rank food. But during the environment is cold, dry, and the resource is not rich. So we have to turn our attention to low rank food. What is low rank food? For example, acorns, wild cereals, and nuts. They are low rank food. So the appearance of grading stones, they suggest humans use the resource intensively, like microgrid technology. And the third cultural trait is the appearance of ceramic vessels, 陶器, or potteries. And potteries, traditionally we also associate with ceramic like this. It's a ceramic pot. Traditionally, we also associate with potteries with agricultural production, because we think these ceramic pots, they were used to boiling to cooking cereals. But the earliest ceramic vessels we found is dated to 12,000 years ago. It belonged to the early Holocene period. So yeah, the question is why hunter-gatherers they invented the ceramic vessels? Because the ceramic vessels they are heavy. They are heavy than other tools. For example, basket, and they are not easy to be brought from this place to another place. It's the first disadvantage, but maybe hunter-gatherers they should invest more labors to produce ceramic vessels. Why they invented this technology? So it's interesting. And ethnographic studies in America have shown that the production of ceramic pots in open field is not very time consuming. It's the first advantage. And in some cold environments, maybe we use the ceramic vessels to cook food. it's more effective. It's the second advantage. And so I think the appearance of ceramic technology, it also suggests humans began to use the resource intensively. For example, we use the residue analysis to know what types of food were cooked by ceramic vessels, and we found the ceramic pots are also multifunctional tools. They were used to cook millet, wild millet, corn. They were also used to extract more animal fat from bones. So during the Upper Paleolithic, the appearance of three cultural traits, including microblade, the grading stone, and the ceramic vessels, they all just economic subsistence. It's the resource intensification. Okay, and the support, the evidence from the animal bones also support my hypothesis, because from non-Zhuangtou site we have found many animal bones, and we can find the deer occupies 67% of the animal bones, and other wild animals include cattle, rabbits, birds, fish, clams, and more. So it's a broad delta spectrum. And when we explain why hunter-gatherers abandoned their economic subsistence and they tend to the economy of food production, two simple models or theories are established. The first is a push model. Push model, it means when we faced stress, for example, popular pressure, and the environment is becoming bad, and so humans have to change the subsistence of hunting and gathering. They have to start the food production. And the second is the pull model. Pull model is against the push model. It means just in a fluent and good environment, without pressure, humans they want to change the economic subsistence. So it's two models, and if we put the factor of climate change to the explanation of if we put the climate change to explain the process, we can build the feedback model among climate change, technological innovation, and economic transformation. For example, mobile hunter-gatherers societies, just as I said, the appearance of microblade technology happened 40 years ago. It's a cool and dry period. The term is last glacial maximum. 末次盛冰期. So hunter-gatherers, they have to change their economy. They use different strategies to resolve this problem. For one is broaden their delta spectrum, or one is to invent some new technologies, including ceramic and microblade and grading stones to use the resource intensively. But in turn, for example, the ceramic pot, they also reduced, and the heavy grading stones, they also reduced the mobility of hunter gatherers. Once the environment, the climate change, the climate changed better. For example, it's very warm during the early Holocene. Maybe they live one place longer and longer, and maybe they began to explore the local resource. And during this process, maybe the earliest village life period and the earliest full agricultural societies were established. So it's the feedback model among climate change, technological innovation, and economic transformation. And as I just said, there is a chronological gap between the early Holocene and the early Neolithic in North China. But we found as early as 6,500 BCE, at least 4 cultural texts has been recognized in North China. They include in Northeast Xinglongma, in Shandong it's Houli, in Central Plain it's Sishan Peligang, and in Northwest it's Daliban. If we look at the evidence from these sites, maybe we can easily conclude that they were developed and full agricultural societies, because the first picture shows the well-planned house, and in Xinglongma site we have found more than 100 rectangular houses in this site, and this picture, it shows the public cemetery in Peligang culture, and we can also found the production of potteries has become large scale, and the production technique has become advanced. So maybe we can also found domesticated millets from some sites, for example in Xinglongkou, and we can find some tools. We think they are related to clearing and cultivating fields and its speed. And we can also find cycles. Maybe they were used to harvest cereals. And we can also find fruits from Peligang culture, and ceramic figurines, a pig from Peligang culture. So from this archaeological data, maybe we can easily conclude these early Neolithic cultures, they were full agriculture society and developed advanced agriculture society, but maybe it's not. But from this picture, we can find from 8,000 years ago the cold period end, and the climate became more became warmer and wetter. So the appearance of the early Neolithic villages is related to the climate change. But
好的，我在网上找到了这个与 to the change 有关的结果，请看。
But I have a question. I want to know. These villages, they were really relied on agriculture production. I think wild resources may still played an important role in the early villages subsistence. Because it's a publication from my supervisor. They found the domestication of millet are still ongoing between 8,000 years ago, and this process continued until 5,000 years ago. And they think the millet was fully domesticated, appearing just between 6,000 years ago. So the process of domestication of millet is a long and gradual process. So I think we should to rethink the two models, push and pull. I think in economic terms, the pull was not associated with the plants and animals, was domesticated. I think the resource related to pull is nuts and fruits. These wild resources maybe they can be collected in large quantities and storage for a long period. So I think under this model, the sedentism period very faster than the domestication of plants and animals. So I think it's the we need to rethink the models push and pull. And I think it's the last part of my talk. I think alongside the increasing of domesticated resource, maybe the ownership of wealth, the ownership of wealth has to be changed. Because alongside the development of food production, alongside the agriculture production, maybe the household became the independent and the main unit of the social and economic unit. And but we have found that the economic base of these early villages, the wild resources still played an important role in their delta spectrums, and but we have found the well planned houses, more than 100 houses. They form a well planned village. So the question is, the privacy and the private wealth, they are increasing. But what is the mechanism to integrate the community as a whole? I think ritual activities, for example, from the right picture, we can find it's a early Neolithic site dated to 8,000 years ago. Shanghai site in the central part of the site, we can find a dragon-like stone pile, and I think during the construction process of the dragon-like stone pile, maybe every member from this community, they have to join this activity. So it's a very important mechanism to integrate the community as a whole, because we can find every house they have a space from others, but the central dragon-like stone pile, it's very important to integrate the community as a whole. And we can find another mechanism to integrate the community as a whole. It's the central pay, the polygon culture. The polygon culture, up to today, we didn't find many settlements, but we found many public cemeteries. And the cemeteries, the form of the public cemetery, it must be a long process. Today we bury a person, and maybe next month we bury another person. So it's a long process, and every grave it means a ritual activity. So during this long process, and maybe we establish the common identity, and it's a very mechanism to integrate the community as a whole. So what did we learn from the archaeological evidence in North China about the appearance of early village life? I think first, I think the sedentism and domestication of plants and animals, they developed at different rates. The sedentism, the appearance of sedentism is very faster than the domestication, because I showed the early Neolithic villages. From this process, yeah, it's obvious. It looks like a revolution from Upper Paleolithic to early Neolithic, because the appearance of early villages is very rapid and sudden. But I think it's not a revolution. I think because we didn't find enough archaeological data to establish the chronological sequence. So maybe we have to survey and survey and excavate more. And the second, I think during the early villages, the domestication of plants and animals was still underway, and the early villages subsistence was relied on not agriculture production, wild resources still played an important role in their delta spectrums. And the last, I think ritual activities played a very important role in integrating the early Neolithic community as a whole. So it's my talk, and many thanks for your listening. Thanks.
When they have both can return to it later. And now, do anyone have any questions about this talk?
Yes. Yes, I think. Well, thank you for your wonderful lecture. And my English is not that good, so please allow me to ask you in Chinese.
Okay.
And yeah, at the very first, you 对您展示了一个图片，然后上面有一个您的问题是那个发展过程是平稳的还是跳跃的？然后您列举了就是从那个plant domestication and to the animal domestication。但是您后来的报告其实没有过多涉及到这个话题。您提到一个男装头的例子，但是男装头我看您给的那个时间线应该大约是6500。
No, Nanrong is dated to 12,000 years ago.
Oh, goodness. 12,000 years ago?
Yeah, 10,000 BCE.
Okay, so, but you date back to the, the plant domestication to like 20,000 years ago, right?
No, I think I will show you this picture. Like this research, the millet, the domestication of millet. Some scholars think the domestication of millet has finished in Dongdong site. Dongdong is a site dated to 10,000 BCE. But they identify the earliest domesticated millet based on the change of the size of the millet. But if from the new research, yeah, I support this research. I think for example, if the domestication of millet has finished, we should say the land is stable. Is stable. So the size of the millet is stable, and they won't change more. So I think the domestication of millet is a very long process, and maybe the fully domesticated millet, they appeared 6,000 years ago. So I think. So your question is about I showed this picture. I am to present that the appearance of the origin of agriculture from hunting gathering to the agriculture. It's a long and gradual process, not a rapid event, or not a revolution.
Okay, thank you. The another question is about the location. Where I found this, kind of seeds of any kind of plants. I know that there are some kind of seeds found in the in tombs or in Guzhang or somewhere. Did this indicate that they have a special usage for typical plants? or it just place it at random places?
Okay. Yeah. Let me see and show this picture. Your question is about the use of plant resource near the settlement.
Yes.
Yeah. I think the for example, the first picture showed showed a village, Xinglongma site. Yeah, because they invest many labors to construct the house, and every house, the size of every house is more than 40 平方米，40平方米。So I think they can't abandon this site easily. Maybe they just use the resource near the site, and so the problem period, the balance between population and the resource and the local resource. So I think they can't use the site for a very long time, just 20 years, maybe 20 years. They need to abandon the site and they move to another place. But during the 20 years, they mainly used the local resource. They lived in this place and they can't move as their ancestors hunter-gatherers. No, okay.
Yeah, okay. Dr. Tu, thank you for the talk. So I just have two quick comments or questions. One is regarding the process of domestication, right? It took several thousand years to finish, but you can say that process is still not finished because now with genetically modified plants and even animals, this process of changing the natural animals and plants is still continuing, especially in China.
Okay.
That's a great example showing that this domestication process is not yet completed. So with that background, then in some ways, right, this question, when was the domestication process really completed? I mean, it's not an answerable question. When can you really say that the domestication process is completed? So what I'm trying to say is that in that sense, it took several millennia for this process to finish, well, because it is still ongoing. So it was not even finished by 3000 or 2000 BCE. So that's a first sort of observation. The second point is more like a real question. I mean, you mentioned here, it's a very good point that with villagers living in a community in a very small geographical location, then they needed to have some rules to be established in a community so that the grains and other things that could be dried and stored across time would require the people living in the same community to observe and respect certain rules. So in economics, we say, okay, that means the demand for some private property right system was there as a result of the stored grains and maybe dried meats as well across time. And then they needed some ritual practices to establish some form of law and order. But besides those objects that suggested some use related to efforts by humans to link with the supernatural world, right? So that's the usual interpretation of those ritual items. But besides those strange looking or even difficult to understand objects being excavated either from archaeological sites or from graves, is there other evidence to suggest that indeed this type of interpretation is supported, right? I mean, because if there's nothing else besides those objects, there can be many different interpretations. So
maybe
other types of evidence to substantiate such conjectures.
Thank you very much for Professor Chen's not question. I think it's a discussion. So the first question is about the detection of plants and animals. Professor Chen, you said maybe modern society, maybe today the detection is still ongoing. For example, 杂交水稻, the genetic modification. I think some species like millet, the detection of millet is ongoing today. It's not finished today. Because millet is a special plant. Millet is a special plant. For example, today's millet, if we cultivate the millet, the interactions between wild species. The wild species of millet is still existed today. They are not missed. So the interactions between wild millet and the domesticated millet, they have interaction. So the millet, the domestication of millet, I think is still ongoing today. But like rice, I think like Professor Chen said, maybe we use the technology of genetic modification. Maybe we can create a new type of rice. But I think the domestication of rice has finished at least 6,000 years ago, because from the size change of the rice, we can't find the change in rice size after 6,000 years ago. So I think maybe we have to observe the specific case. And the second question, yes, I agree with Professor Chen there. The nature spirit, I think played a very important role in our early society, but I think today's talk, I mentioned, in fact, when the early villages were established, the economic subsistence, it didn't change a lot. The early villages, they still need wild resources, but a new trend of social change happened. It's the privacy. Privacy became more and more important. So the economic subsistence didn't change a lot, but the new social change happened. So how to integrate the community as a whole? I think I just observe the archaeological data from the public cemetery, from the public building, the dragon-like style. So I think I just hypothesis the ritual activities is very important for integrating the community as a whole. Yeah, I agree with you. The natural spirit is very important.
Okay.
Two questions.
Yeah, maybe the last question because we'll
Okay.
until last one quick question.
In my opinion, I think the hunter-gatherer is move agriculture, and cultivate agriculture is fixed agriculture, sedentary agriculture. Have you or other archaeologists can build a sequence from the move of agriculture to the fixed agriculture? You show a flow chart, but I don't think it's a sequence picture. Not this one.
This one.
Not this one.
Not this one. It's this one.
I mean, I want to ask you, anyone can build a sequence from the hunter-gatherer to the fixed agriculture,
sedentary villager.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think in fact, agriculture, yeah, our society can continue without agriculture. I think it's very right, because the agriculture not only bring advantages for our society. For example, stable food supply, but it also bring disadvantages for social hierarchy. Yeah, it's not good. So our society can survive without agriculture. And but your question is the sequence from hunting gathering to agriculture is a worldwide phenomena, or just in some regions, right? So yeah, in some regions in Africa, even up to today, the people they are still living in hunting gathering society. But I think in some regions, for example, in these regions where the agriculture developed independently, I think we establish the chronological sequence from hunting gathering to full agricultural society. But I think it's not a common point that the agriculture is necessary for every society. Because we have found in some regions in Africa, the society, yeah, they live in good condition without agriculture.
Professor, you have a question. Do you mind talking to
I just want to comment on the domestication. I think it's
Okay.
really interesting term. And so I think in this context, the domestication refers to people have the ability to control the cultivation of some species of plants. And I think Professor Chen talked about domestication is another phase. Maybe in the later period is we try to yield more thing, yield more plant, yield more food for us, for people. So I think maybe we can understand this term, this single term in different
Yeah, that is true.
time periods.
Thank you for your. So now maybe we have to end the talk series here for today. And thank you, Dr. Tu, for your presentation, and thank you for everyone coming to this talk today.